Hello, dealers. Welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi. We are live after pulling for Rosanna, the newest beautiful girl in the game, one of the best idols so far. So let's talk a little bit about if you should pull for her or not, and if she's worth, and a small day one review and testing. All right, this is day one as usual, just like Sakura. Big disclaimer. Okay, big disclaimer. This is non-part test. Right, there is no parts to test until solo raid, and that's important because until we get solo raid, you should not be pulling for her. You should skip for now the banner. The reason is simple. Well, first you should pull because look at that, all right? I'm losing my train of thoughts. Let's skip this for a second, okay? And let's come here so I don't get distracted. She is not buffing enough for general content that is gonna make a difference between getting her or not. It's not worth getting her until we can test on a proper boss with parts to see if running Rosanna is better than running Bunnies, for example, right? Where you get both the damage taken debuff, but you are also getting the sustained damage increase. The other reason is, and we'll talk about this test in a second, the other reason is that right now there is not sustained damage units. That is not the thing. So you are at mercy of shift up, and when they want to release another B3 and a B1 that we can put on those teams, because there is no B3 other than Sakura. The only B2s are Rosanna and Viper if you get the phase 3 treasure, which most people are not getting. This is 2 months of progress. And then there is nothing else, right? Because without phase 3, you cannot re-enter burst 2. And if you cannot re-enter burst 2, it's not worth running Viper with Rosanna because you cannot get both boosts, right? You can't. So the sustain team right now is non-existent, okay? It's not worth it. Yeah, phase 3 is just too fucking much. But this is where you re-enter burst skill 2. So until you get that, there is not an existing proper team for this type of damage. So right now, I would not pull, and I would wait until we can test on solo raid. Now, if you want to pull, if you want to know how much you should invest in her, let's talk about it, all right? So I got MLB myself, actually core 1, I got pretty lucky. And I did not invest on mine because I'm poor. You guys are making me invest on Noah, but Scarrow was as usual, a goat, and let me test on his account. So, Scarlet, 10-10-10, full overload, no attack lines, resilient cube. Sakura, 8-7-10, full overload, 1 line, 10 point something attack, bastion. Rosanna, 8-9-10, full overload. And it's important because I cannot invest in Rosanna, so I cannot see the damage, the sustained damage buff and the damage taken debuff properly being applied, right? Because mine is let's level 115 or some bullshit. So Rosanna 8-9-10 fully overload, and then Litter, Naga, Bunnies, JK's, Crown, all are 10-10-10. Then no parts union range. This is super important. Once again, this is no parts. We need to make sure we clarify this because until we can test on parts, most of this is not final because that's where we'll see if it's worth pairing them together or not. So first of all, running Litter, be Alice, Rosanna, Sakura, and Scarlet. Rosanna is actually doing more damage on a neutral team. There is always not elemental advantage on any of the tests. And as you can see, Sakura is doing 1.5 and Scarlet is 1.4 billion. So a pretty good even out, right? We're running be Alice because most of the time you need a healer. Depending on the context, you could change this team a little bit around. You could be even putting Viper if you have the treasure, right? The other test was Bunnies. With Bunnies, Sakura still has the edge, 1.8 billion, 1.6 billion. Still, once again, same test, Litter and Bunnies. Then we get into JK's favorite schoolgirls for everyone, but some VTubers. And Scarlet is doing 1.9 billion and Sakura is doing 1.8 billion. So again, Scarlet now has the edge, but it's not that much difference on any of the tests, right? There's like a 100 million difference here. There is like a 200 mil here, 100 mil here. And then the last test, it was Crown Naga. Of course, this is where they are doing the most damage. Actually, Sakura is doing the same depending on the team, but depending on the team. And they are Sakura is doing 1.8 and Scarlet is 2.1. So on general content, you can put Sakura on any team and she will perform at the same level of Scarlet. On general content, that is already crazy. That's already really, really good. So I would not pull right now for Rosanna until we can do solo raid testing. If you want to invest in her, what I would do is personally go 4-4-10. If you don't have for level 10, 4, 4, 7. The reason is simple. Even at level 10 skills, the damage modifier she's given is not enough. So let's go into Rosanna here. She's giving right now, oh, sorry, not view. I want to keep watching her, but I can't, okay? Control yourself, Sefhi. So skill 1 is damage to parts, which is situational, depending on what you're doing. It's not worth getting past that level 4. And then she's doing attack increase 3% of caster's attack. At level 4, this is a 2 point something. It's not worth going all the way to level 10 for less than 1% on caster's attack, not final. Caster's attack on a supporter unit, right? So I will not level this up past level 4. No need to. Her skill 2 is the same thing because, yeah, she's dealing damage, but she's a supporter and this is final attack. Are you really gonna go all in on Rosanna just for the extra attack? If you're a raider, if you're someone who's like the, you know, really top, you will. For the majority of us, you're not. It's not worth investing in this skill 2 just for the hopes that she's gonna be dealing decent damage over a 3-minute fight. It's not. And then parts, once again, situational. Now, first skill, it's important. Sustain damage, damage taken. This is huge. This is what makes Rosanna good, literally. Because without this, she is situational. With this, she's a really good debuffer and buffer for Sakura. So this is level 10. If you don't have enough resources, because resource acquisition in this game is pretty bad, go level 7. 4, 4, 7, when it comes to the gear, when it comes to the cube, it doesn't matter. Once again, you can go if you want just elemental damage and attack. If you wish to use some rocks and waste them on a supporter, you can. Like if you like the character, go for it. Elemental and attack will have priority. Max ammo, just like the other characters, doesn't matter as much. Same for critical, same for hit, it doesn't matter. It's a supporter character. For the cube, it does not matter. You can go Bastion, you can go Resilience, you can even go Quantum if you are lacking, depending on the team composition. Since this team, as you can see, lacks a lot of burst generation, Quantum, on multiple characters, in fact. I would go Quantum, depending on the composition, or just Resilience or Bastion if you have some slots in there. Honestly, outside of the little investment she needs, I don't think it's even worth going for the MLB. Yes, she looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, okay, she looks really good, but her idol also looks really good. 1 copy is more than enough if you want to pull one. If not, once again, just wait for solo raid. Wait until we can test in solo raid if there's gonna be a bigger difference than what we're seeing here. Because if it's just this, it's not worth. So I would wait a little bit. It's only 3 days. You have to wait until we can run challenge mode, and I will ask Scarrow again for his account so we can test on proper invested characters if there's a difference or not, right? So that's it. That's gonna be it for this small day 1 review, damage comparison, etc. You bossos on the stream can say goodbye. Worth? No, it's not worth. All right, not worth. Chill. That's gonna be it for this one. As usual, love you all bossos. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。